So here's the question. I have a homie,
Okay, it's one of those.
and he has somewhat of a dilemma. He already made his choice. I already know what his choice is, but he has a dilemma on choosing between two separate jobs. Right.
Mm-hmm.
One is $25 an hour plus benefits,
Mm-hmm.
but the other is $40 an hour and no benefits. Which one would you choose?
It all depends on what the job is entailing, and do I want to do it?
The $25 an hour one is more labor intensive than the $40.
That'll go into my decision too. It's a lot of factors that'll go into my decision on that job.
Because I will say one thing.
Because I'm kind of leaning where Be Humble is. It's not,
Be Humble
it's not
said
label inducing and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, I will go for the one with the most money. But it's also because like I had this conversation with my son too. Remember we was talking about this? I had a conversation with the two jobs he was talking to me. It all depends on which one you want to do too as well. And it's about that when I'm sorry, keep cutting.
No, go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
But that's when it comes to now when you got stuff like this and you got options, it comes to your happiness. When you don't got no options and you got to just pick, you just got to pick. You got to fuck your happiness. But this right now, because you got two jobs to choose from and all these, it boils down to me to your happiness now. Which one you're going to feel like going to every day and don't mind going to every day?
So if I get into more specific, I'm not specific to him, but specific details about what entails in position that'll kind of sway the decision. For instance, Be Humble. Why you choose 40? Because he didn't even think about it. So the $25 an hour is labor intensive, but you get to spend more time with the family. $25 and benefits, but the $40 an hour and no benefits, you're away from the family 2-3 weeks at a time.
Oh, so it's like a distance type thing.
Between the two, yeah.
It's a lot of factors that go into it. You can't just make that decision. You got to see what your family dynamic is right now, what the wife he's talking about, with the kids, what your baby mama is probably. If you got a cool relationship with her, what is she thinking? How is she thinking? It's a lot of factors go into it. If you cool with her and y'all really down and raising y'all kids like y'all should be, it's a fact. You got to get her input too. I'm not saying she's going to make the decision to you, but you will holler at her and talk to her and tell her this is what's going to happen. You know, I'm going to get more money. You know, the kids ain't going to be on my benefits no more because I'm going to have benefits like that. All this factors into that decision.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just a quick decision that can be made. This is one of them decisions you got to measure, and then you finally cut. Because once you cut this, there's no going back from it, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, I might have said this on a podcast before, but basically for that 2-3 weeks at a time, he's working for well over 80 hours a week.
But you just said it wasn't labor inducing and all that stuff.
But it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's not labor inducive, but it is work.
You have to be there.
You have to be, you have to be there. So you're not physically like doing construction or lifting a bunch of stuff or anything, but you're physically at the job.
And it's 40 plus hours a week?
Oh, guaranteed. Easy.
So
That's at least 80.
On 1 week?
Yes.
So you're talking about 5 or 6 12-hour days, 14, 13-hour days.
Yes.
That's if you can handle that. A lot of people can't handle that.
let's just say even 11 hours a day. Just to, not say 8 hours a day, not say 13. Let's put it in the middle. 11 hours a day, 2-3 weeks at a time, $40 an hour, and no benefits.
But how many days a week? Because that matters. Because if you're talking about 7 days a week, 11 to 12 hours a day, that's a lot of fucking working. I don't think it ain't too many people out here that's built like that.
Let me tell you, this person is.
But we all say we are until we get in that situation.
I've known this person for.
And you might be right. You might be right. He might be him, or I don't know what they identify as. So him,
the guy,
or her, him or her, whichever they identify as, might be built for it. You might be right with that.
He was already the job that's offering 40. He already worked at the job, but he left for reasons. And now he was doing so good, he was doing so much work that they want him to come back. And now they're offering him $40 an hour. And
it's almost like an under the table type job.
I don't think no.
Because you're talking about no benefits, no nothing. So that means no insurance, no nothing like that?
No, it's just naps and beauty.
Sister, every day, what's going on?
Up?
How you doing?
So Naps and Beauty, we're talking about $25 an hour and benefits, or $40 an hour and no benefits.
With damn near unlimited overtime.
With unlimited overtime.
The 40 hours a week job is like almost unlimited overtime. So we're trying to see which one would you pick or whatnot like that. And I was telling them that it's a whole bunch of decisions that go into into my decision about that. Because even though I want to pick the 40 without no benefits, because that's unlimited, because you can, in the 2 years, you can make a lot of money and just go ahead and do what you need to do. You can get out a lot of whatever you're doing. That's a lot of motherfucking bread.
And he was already working at this job, and he was already putting in, I'm not lying to you, 150 hours a week. I'm not even joking.
Wait, is this the one you saying that was playing video games while y'all was online and stuff?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. But
Nasty Beauty said $25 with benefits. Dental is quite expensive.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a lot to go into this, even though I'm telling you're making some good quality sense right there, sister, every day. And that's one of the things too. Health insurance is very, very beneficial because you working them hours. You're going to need to go to the doctor.
That was one of the factors that I was thinking about, just going to the doctor, health, eye, dental, right?
Shit, I'll tell them, man, go me down to 30 and give me some benefits. Can you take me down to 30 and give me some benefits and I can just still do all that?
I'd argue, I agree with you because I'm real big into meeting in the middle ground with most things, right? So I'm looking at 25 with benefits for this one or 40 with no benefits for this one. Let's do about 33 at the other one.
But look, though, when you really look at it, they're both equal. You know that, right? Because if you take the benefits off the 25, it's going to equal about the 40.
And that's one of the things we were talking about.
It's going to equal up to about the same thing.
It's one of the, as far as the benefits go, that I was thinking about with that is how often do we honestly go to the hospital or get our eyes checked, or especially guys, because guys always people always talk about guys never go to the hospital or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I was just talking to my homie the other day about I love going to the dentist. I don't know what you're talking about. I love going to the dentist. I love going to any of these specialists I used to go to. I need to get back into them like I was before pre-pandemic. I need to get back into them because I was doing my checkups every 6 to 3 months. Dental, health, dietitianary, I was doing all of that. I was using all of that because we got some good things and it don't give no copay. I was doing all of that. And when you get older, you start to really appreciate that.
So I agree with you. I 100% understand that sentiment. Now, most people, guys in particular, don't even use their benefits. And if they do, it's only in a situation where they had to, right? For like you get into some sort of collision, heavens forbid, or a guy has have to get a root canal because the molars are growing in and it's causing them to have the headache pain and all that stuff from the teeth growing in. Those are the only times people specifically use those benefits. And even in the meantime, with the $40 an hour, you getting like at least 20 hours of overtime a week.
That's cool, but that insurance on your own gonna eat that shit up. You need some. It's gonna eat all that up. That's why I just said you have to have a conversation and you got to measure before you cut. There's no wrong decision in this. It's all depending on where you at in your life. There's no wrong decision in whatever job you pick. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree. Maybe I'm just a little bit blinded, or my pupils are turning into dollar signs thinking about $40 an hour plus unlimited overtime. So if like you got 40 hours a week and you get, like I said, 20 hours at least of overtime a week.
About 2 bands you bring home? It's about 2 bands.
I don't know. That's a tough decision.
I was going to start doing some calculations, but I don't need y'all in my business. Then y'all already, I don't need none of you mugs in my business. I'm cool. Need you, none of you in my business trying to count my pockets. Because I know what you're talking about. The 20, like you just said, 20 hours, even after the taxes we pay and all that stuff, after you do 20 hours in overtime with $40 an hour, you bring it home about a good weekly. That's about 2 bands to 21, 22. Depending on what you got coming out, all your check and all your deductions, it's about a good 21 to 25 bands, $2,500 you bring it home every week. And if you know, like I know, $2,500 every week is some good eating. That's some good, like, you good out here in these streets with that. I don't know what nobody else gonna tell you. What this internet streets tell you, that ain't no good, that's some good bread. I'm not trying to hear what you're talking about. We not one of them podcasts that's on the internet gonna tell you that ain't no good bread. That's some damn good bread, young man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
To me, anything $1,300 to $1,400 a week is some good bread.
I don't know, because Be Humble, what we were talking about, my friend that's a bartender, or the people that I've talked to that are bartenders, I said they make 2 bands a week. Be Humble said, that doesn't impress me. What?
But that's the level Be Humble is at already. He got houses and all that stuff. And it all depends on where you at too in your life. If you got properties and all, yeah, it's probably not going to be. But people that don't have properties and just probably have a home and all that, that's some good bread.
That's true. That's true. Man. Okay. That's all. That's what I had for that first question. What do you? What was your question?
My question is, you said I was messing around.
You said I was messing around.
But it still depends on who you ask and where you at in your life, if that is some good money or not.
Like if you go from let's just say making $500,000 a year, whatever that weekly equivalent is in of income, if you go from 500,000 down to making 125, then okay, you're at a higher point in life. So in comparison, that's not gonna mean a whole lot to you. But hold on, let's see here.
You should do some quick math.
No, I'm gonna see what the update is for the average. Let's see,
salary in America.
Yeah, salary. Let's just say for men in the U.S. 45. Let's see, so people can see it. 45.
And I'm not gonna say nothing about that because y'all gonna think I'm bougie if I say something about that. But that was in 2022 though, bro. Inflation, it should be up a little higher. Go 2024.
Let's see. I wonder if they'll have that. If they have that. In the United States, the median weekly earnings for men in the first quarter of 2024 was $1,300 or $1,200, which is higher than the median income for women at $1,000. This translates to an annual salary of $63 for men and $53 for. I don't know if I believe that.
That's still $1,300 a week. That's a lot.
Average of $1,300. Let me see. Make sure people can see. Yeah. Let's see. The median weekly earnings for men vary by race and ethnicity. Black men is $935. Hispanic men is $914. Yeah, I think these are more actual, more realistic numbers. Let's see. Top earners, 49.5, 23. Okay, 20. Okay, here we go. Here are some other statistics of men's salaries in 2024. The top earners make an annual salary of $49.5 or $23 per hour. The 75th percentile make an annual salary of $37.5 or $18 per hour. Okay, these numbers make more sense.
Get it.
But either way,
some good bread at $40 an hour.
For real.
It is.
But okay, cool. All right, that's what I have for that question. Go ahead.
Oh, my question is, do you think it should and is, I know it sounds kind of crazy, should and is everything in life be equal? With your Your friendships, your partnerships, your business. When you in business with another person, would you when you're at your job? It's just everything in general of life. You think it should be equal, or is it equal?
No,
You think it should be, or it shouldn't?
I don't.
Wait, do you think it is? Answer that one first. No, you said no, right?
I think there's context to be added on either end. When I like, everybody has the opportunity to apply to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
At a base level, everybody gets paid the same at McDonald's. So to those regards, it's equal. But on the flip side, there are industries that men are more likely to get hired in and women are more likely to get hired in. So to that regard, it's equal.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, if a man tries to get hired into a position that's normally occupied by women, then it's not equal.
Mm-hmm.
So depends on the context. But ultimately, generally speaking, I would say opportunities are equal, yeah. Should it be equal? I think men excel in certain things more than women, and women excel in certain things more than men.
So what about your friendships too, though? Are your friendships is equal? Is your relationship is equal? Just talking about in life in general, everything on a scale basis. And I'm not just talking about your job. I'm talking about that too. But I want to put everything in. You know what I'm saying? I'm grouping everything together because I don't want to leave nothing out. Do you think it is equal? I don't think you think it's equal, right?
No.
Okay, should it be equal?
No.
Okay, explain.
Because like, if let's just say I generally approach my friendships with people from different standpoints.
Mm-hmm. I'm smoking the bag of that.
Like for instance, like we have, like you made the group chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
If not everybody is into investing in the way that we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I treat a person that I don't even talk about investing
Try to bring him in?
Why would I bring them to that? Like, I would have the conversation to see if they're interested in it.
Yeah.
And if they're not interested in it, or if there's something that they don't want to have anything to do with, then I'm not going to talk to them about that.
It's cool.
So,
it's all right. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So cool, but that doesn't make you any less of my friend. It doesn't make you any less of any more of a bad person or anything. That's just not. I treat these guys different, and I treat these guys different because we are friends for different reasons. Mm-hmm. But we still are friends.
Okay. What about in like partnerships in business? Let's go business.
Okay, can you elaborate a little bit more?
Just say like you got a business with somebody or you got business with whatever. Do you think, because what I'm trying to get at is, no, I don't want to say that because then I'm telling you an answer for you. But I'm just thinking about it in everything in totality because I don't think, how am I trying to put, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't really, just like you think you're going to have, like things that you do are going to be equal to the things that somebody else does.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, generally speaking, when it comes to individual people, it's you get things based on your own merit, right? So if like one of the biggest things that people talk about is DEI and what was it? Affirmative action? That's not what I'm thinking about, but DEI in general, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain people get into positions based off of what they look like in their physical demographics as opposed to their actual proclivities and accomplishments from what it is that they've done in the past. Mm-hmm. Right. So for instance, if let's say our child, we both have children because I don't have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
We both have kids. Your kid gets into Ivy League school, whatever, one of the top colleges in the world, mm-hmm. right? Or no, both of our kids apply for the same college.
Mm-hmm.
Your kid has certain things about them that they've done straight A's, Dean's List, 4.2 GPA, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But my kid has certain things about them that gets them into that college over your child.
Mm-hmm.
That's not equal.
Why it's not equal? Because if they're the same, then just pick one and just pick one.
Well, because my child didn't get into the college based off of their own merits. My child had a 2.7 GPA.
Only got in because of you. But that's just part of, I look at that as part of life.
To some degrees, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I think people should get things based off of their own merit. Nobody should be getting things based off solely how they, unless it's nepotism.
Of course. That's why I say, to me, my answer to me, I don't think it is equal, and I don't think it should be equal. Because if everything was all equal like God wanted it to be, why am I dark and why you light? Why I'm not as tall as you? I'm just like, that's why I say put it all in perspective, right? Why my genes are not like your genes?
Because we just buy different genes.
but that's what I'm getting at. It shouldn't be. It's not equal, and I don't think it should be, because we're all different. Because if we were all the same and equal in every aspect, we wouldn't have these conversations to where we're learning better, doing better things. Society has been pushing forward if everybody was equal. Because everybody don't have the same ambition and everything too. So why didn't equal with everybody with the same ambition too?
I agree, and that's what I was. I didn't phrase it well, but that's what I was saying in my example. Because if my child I said 2.7, but I'll drop it down to 2.2. If my child got into the position over yours and yours got the 4.2, that ain't.
He's my child. I can't help that. It's just the way he was born. It's just, to me, that's just part of life.
When it comes to
life, is not fair.
Well, of course,
So
to that degree, it's not. It's not equal. It's equal on some fronts, but it's not equal on other fronts. It depends. Once on a mass scale, on a mass level, yes, things are equal.
We got the same
and
time.
Have the same. We all have the same 24 hours.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
We all have the same 24 hours, right? We all have, when, let's just say we go to the same school, we have the same major, we take the same classes, we both have the same teacher. Now, if I don't do my homework but you do yours, then chances are you're going to get better opportunities than me.
Yeah.
In the long run. So we both most people have the same opportunities, but people don't take advantage of them.
But it also depends on who they some kin to or who their father is.
Oh yeah, always, absolutely. I would never disagree.
What?
I would never disagree that, well, we talked about nepotism a few times, so I'm not opposed to that, right? Because, for instance, if I have I'll say this all the time. If I have a job opportunity and somebody I don't know is applying for this job and Maul is applying for this job.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you, B.
I've seen Maul's work ethic. I already know.
My bad, B.
Like, I almost don't even need to. I mean, I guess we probably have to go through the formal interview process, which probably isn't even going to be an interview. I already know you.
Yeah. But that goes the same thing with the pardon. People
we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
What I'm saying, people get mad at that, but how can you get mad at that, bro? Even if he said what he said, we know he a liar and all this stuff, but he said what he said. So what you ain't gonna pardon this son? Even though I told him I'm not to, you the bad motherfucker.
We're gonna talk about that later, because I do want to get into some. I have questions about that. Yeah, that being one of them.
Yeah,
that being one of them.
What do you do? But I just think that overall, that everything is not equal, and it's not going to be equal in your friendship and your partnership. It's just that you got qualities that I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
I have qualities that you don't have. You might run the show in this group of things and might think you're doing everything, but then in the other aspects, I'm doing everything because I run this show and I know I'm good at this.
Exactly.
You get me? So I will never be upset with my friends because they don't do the same things I do, and I do this. And I made this general thing because I had this conversation on our way to the podcast with a couple of my homies, my homie Damo and my homie Daniel. We have a friend. Or no, we ain't gonna say we have a friend, but I'm just saying you have a friend. That friend does not check up on you or nothing at all. It's just that that's who they are. They just don't check up on you. But when you call them and you really need something, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, they always there. Some people will say, you don't never call and check up on me, but I call and check up on you. I can't do this no more. You want to throw the whole friendship away. Why? Because he don't check up on you. That's not his personality to do that. So I'm cool with that. But some people want to throw that relationship away, and it's like, why? Why would you throw that? He's a perfectly good friend. He just don't check up on you. That's just not his personality.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's all depending on how you, like I always say, as long as you're not being misused, it's cool.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that's being misused. But don't be useless. As long as you're giving me something back, 5%, 1%, 3%, you got to give me something. I can't just be doing everything. Now, come on now.
MS said, "Hey fellas, what's up, MS? What's going on?
What's going on, MS?
Be Humble said that's not the case. It isn't just based on race. Of course, bro. I just used what did I say anything about race specifically, or did I use you and me in my example?
You just probably just misheard you. That's all. I understand.
Be humble. Be humble. Like to be a contrarian.
No, I think it's a lot of people. A lot of people like to do it because sometimes we do it to each other because we don't want to seem like we just agreeing with what each other say all the time. So everybody does it. Yeah, it's just to the how extent do you go? Because if we all agree, we wouldn't be up here talking. We'll just be like, okay, we agree on that. Let's keep going to the next one. There won't be no conversation.
And I'll get into that after we cue the intro. Be Humble said, there are so many other factors.
They are.
Yes, of course.
They are.
Of course. MS said should be based off merit. Exactly. That's my thought process. When it comes to getting a job, when it comes to an acting opportunity, when it comes to getting into a certain school, when it comes to whatever anybody else when there's an actual application process, it should be based off of merit, period.
But a lot of times it's not based off merit, though. And we can't prove it. You'll never be able to prove it. You're never, even though it is, and that's what we were having that good discussion last week about, and I think that's what Be Humble is talking about. Even though you can't prove it, you know that's what it is. Some things are hard to prove, but you know without a shadow of a doubt that's what it is.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree.
Okay.
It's tough to stay by that when you don't know.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's tough. And I can't sit up here and say, oh, well, I just wasn't good enough. You know I'm good enough. You know it without a shadow of a doubt, but I don't look like you, so you're not going to. And that's perfectly fine if you'll be honest about it. It's the lying to people. I think everything always comes down to if you're telling the truth or not. A lot of people go for a lot of things if you keep it 100.
Ooh, I like what MS just said. Go
ahead, what you said?
He said, I'll Be Humble said first, to use an example, when the minority has a much lower GPA is wild. Okay, let's just say it's a black kid with a 4.2 GPA and a white kid with a 1.9. And the white kid gets in over the black kid. Now what, Be Humble?
Wait, what you say? Shouldn't the black kid get it if he got a 4-point-something GPA?
That's what I'm saying.
But what if the white kid still get it?
And that's the example I just gave.
So then what? Then that's the what that is.
But Be Humble tried to say when the minority has a lower GPA as well. So I switched it on him. The minority had the higher GPA,
but he still didn't get it. So what would that be? What would be the reason?
And that's what I'm trying to explain or show to Be Humble. I think he said I used black people I didn't even mention the minority, so I don't know where he got it from. Mm-hmm. But he's saying that I use black person as the person that have the lower GPA. I used the two of our kids, hypothetically. So, but MS said, I would rather have a great actor rather than some famous actor's son who can't act.
That's true, though. But the famous kid actor's son will get the nod first. And he have to prove that he's not worthy of the position before they take him out, though. You get what I'm saying? I can be all world. You can be Denzel Washington's stepson.
That's his stepson?
No, I'm just throwing that.
Oh, hypothetically. Okay, because I know he has a son that's an actor.
You're not dark enough.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, you Denzel Washington's stepson.
Okay.
They gonna pick you off the merit, but you'll have to prove that you're not bad, but they already know I'm good. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me to get the nod, I have to sit back and wait. Because I was the first, but you Denzel Washington, so you bumped over me, so I'm still second. So they're going to cut rolling. This motherfucker bad, but we got to keep giving him a shot because he's Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to prove and damn near fuck up everything for them to come get me and say, we need you to get this role now.
And even then, right, because when MS said that I'd rather have a great actor rather than some famous actor's son who can't act, the first example that came to my head was, now, you know about this more than I do because I don't follow sports, but LeBron and Bronny.
I get some. I think it's some more kids that's probably a little bit nicer than Bronny, but you're probably right.
And that's the first thing that came to my head when MS said that. The first thing is like, wasn't he like second round towards the end?
Yeah, there's probably some more kids that probably deserve it. It's probably is. But hey, it's LeBron James' son. There's nothing you can do about that.
And that's what. That's a point where I'm saying. What you said? What was the question? Is everything equal or is
not equal? Is everything equal, or should it be equal? Because I don't think nothing is equal. Nothing at all. I don't think in a relationship and business-ships, because you're gonna have some people that do more things than others, and you're going in the back end, that person gonna be doing more than that person. It's gonna be that person might like to read a lot, so he's gonna know a lot about this, so he's gonna take the forefront in that. Then sometimes he's not gonna take the forefront in that. I'm gonna take it because I'm probably more charming or something like that. I could talk to these people more.
Yeah.
So it's all depending on who, what, when, and where. It's gonna balance itself out at the end.
Right.
Though.
Like for instance, hypothetically speaking, you and I are business partners.
Mm-hmm.
You are fantastic at finding the connections.
What you mean?
Just hypothetically, you find the connections, you find the people, you find.
Say no, we don't sell drugs.
No, we ain't on that. We ain't on that.
No, we don't.
Legal business partners in this hypothetical
we don't.
equation. You are excellent at finding people for us to do business with.
Mm-hmm.
You are great at building relationships.
And
me, I'm good at
closing it. Flat out closing. I find
calculating the numbers.
Yes, and he make sure the deal is good on both ends. But that's what I'm talking about when I say it should be, it will be equal or whatnot like that. It's not, everything is just not equal. I just look at it like, hey, it is what it is. That's the same thing with like when we talk about the student loan, getting paid off student loans, or you getting extra stuff for the government. It is what it is. I didn't get that. I missed the quota. And some people are like, no, fuck that. No, we should have had ours too. And I understand it on both ends though. I get it both ways. I get where you're coming from both ways.
Yeah. Much agreed. Let's see here. Welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast.